Hi guys, welcome to my channel. So, today I thought I'd talk about how I organise my life as somebody with dyspraxia. So if you have not seen my previous videos, I'll put a link up there. I believe that's the right side. I have dyspraxia, and people with dyspraxia are known for being disorganised because we don't have awareness of time quite as well as other people. Yeah, so here is how I like to organise my life a bit better. So, let's get into it. Okay, so first I make a weekly plan. I don't make a weekly plan every week, so I like to make a weekly plan, but I use it for at least a month because I like to get into an actual routine with things. Then I find it a lot easier to actually do things, you know? If I changed my weekly plan every week, I'd never remember what I was doing. So if I know, for instance, on a Monday, which is the day I'm filming this, I know I come home, I film a video, I sort out the ironing, I do the washing. That's things that I always do on a Monday. The same as on a Sunday. I always tidy up, make food, and make sure the washing's done. They're just things that, you know, it makes life easier when you have a routine. So I like to make a routine that I implement for a while. Okay, so I have decided to start using a different schedule. So basically I've put out an Excel spreadsheet and I've got from midnight until 5 to midnight basically. From first thing in the morning to last thing at night, and I've done it every 15 minutes I believe. And then I have tried to allocate my time throughout the day. So how I make this plan is, first I put in all the things that are essential. I cannot live without. Therefore, sleep and work. That's the main two that you can't really live without. But then I realised there's a lot of things that are essential that don't come under that category. So I put in things like eating food, which for some reason I forgot the first time I decided to make a plan. Forgot that I needed to eat. Have a shower, get ready in the morning, travel, all the stuff that are kind of essential, but they're to do with those things really. Obviously eating's not, but travelling, getting ready, showering, kind of around everything else. Okay, then I put in the tasks that I have to do every week. So I just put these on the side to start with. So I have to clean the dishes, I know I have to do the washing, clean the bathroom. Oh, can't think of anything else I need to clean on a weekly basis. You get it. I put down all the things that I need to do chores wise in a list. And then also put in to the list things I like to do. So for instance, I go stand-up paddleboarding once a week, I go to see my sister every week, I like to go for a walk after work and in my lunchtime, so I put that on the list too. And then I then I put them into my schedule and tried to figure out where they'd work. For instance, as I said, like to go for a walk, but I don't like to go for a walk after work because I feel like it takes up a lot of my night. Like, it's hard to go for a walk until like 8 o'clock and then cook food and do the dishes and everything else. So I go for a walk at lunchtime because that works best for me. For you, obviously, it's going to be different, but it's just about figuring out what works. The plan, because it's completely your plan, it is adjustable. So you could put it one way and then be like, no, actually this doesn't work out, so I'm going to change it and switch things around and figure out what works best for you. Yeah. Okay, after I put everything into my plan, I set reminders. I use an app called Swipe. I've mentioned it several times because it's my favourite app in the world. I think I would be really far behind on just about everything in my life without it. So you can put anything in here and it can come up any time of the day. You can get it to like pop up any time of the day. So I put, that came out funny, sorry. So I put to drink water, any task I need to do. For instance, I need to call up about gas and electric today, so I put up being like, oh, don't forget to ring about gas and electric. I put don't forget to iron, I put don't forget to do the dishes, Don't forget to go to bed on time. Don't forget to put your retainer in before you go to bed. Everything in my life goes into this app, and then it pops up on my phone. Or if you are bougie and have a smart watch, I'm pretty sure you'd be able to get them to pop up on your smartwatch, which would be amazing. Yeah. I think it's also good to say, because it's easy enough me saying like, oh yeah, make a plan, stick to it. Well, hey, go you. But obviously life doesn't work like that. So I say, I think it's important to note that you need to stop procrastinating, which is easier said than done. For instance, I come home today and decided to watch 2 YouTube videos before recording this YouTube video. But yeah, sometimes you need a bit of procrastination. I think as long as you have a method of getting back on track, that's fine. I like to use the countdown method. I've done this for years before I actually realised this was a thing. So basically, I just count down from 3, and once I'm at 1, that's it. Then I've got to move on and I've got to do what I was meant to do. So if I'm like laying in bed and I'm like, I don't want to get out of bed, I'm like, nah, 3, 2, 1, and then I've got to get up. It's a good method. I don't know how it seems to work for me. I'm pretty sure it doesn't work for many people. But yeah, stop procrastinating. If you have an allotted time, try and stick to the time. Like, obviously, it doesn't always work like that. But if you have something next, realise that you need to stop and move on to the next task, or you need to move the task somewhere else because it doesn't work. Take off as you go along. This is something I love to do, just because it feels satisfying. On the Swipes app, if you have nothing left on your tasks at the end of the day, it says it'll like congratulate you and it's like everything's done, and then it's like 1 day in a row, 2 days in a row, 3 days in a row, and it's good. And when I first got the app, I loved it, and I got to like 100 days in a row because I'd deliberately like move things. If they were important, I'd be like, no, I'll do this tomorrow. I've got a bit lazy at the moment, so I'm hoping to stop doing that so that I can get my days, you know, bumped up again. If you are easily distracted, you might want to turn off notifications from just about every other form of social media. Not that Swipes is a social media platform. I find that they're so distracting. Like, if I'm doing something on my laptop and my phone lights up, I'll literally just be like, and I'm like, oh, I've got to reply to that message, even though all it says is something not related to anything I'm doing. I'll pick up my phone and read the entire message, write back, put it down, type for 2 seconds, reply, got to pick my phone back up. So yes, turn your notifications off. Oh, something which people find weird for some reason, if I have my phone this way on a table, I find that I look at it all the time, like, so every time I'm at a table, I just put my phone this way. I know that's the thing, like a lot of people think this is like real sketchy for some reason. I think you're trying to hide things, but I just do it because otherwise I'm looking at it every 5 seconds. Yeah, just a little tip. Okay, if you do fall off your plan, if things don't go right, it could just be a bad day, you know? Things happen. Just realise that, did it really matter? Did it matter that you didn't do the dishes today? Probably not. You can just do them tomorrow. But if you're constantly doing stuff like that, maybe you need to rethink your plan. Maybe you need to dial it back a bit. Because when I first started looking at this plan, I was like, I put stuff in and I was like, oh, but I've got like an hour spare here, 15 minutes here, 2 hours here, and I was like, wait a minute, I want to be able to chill as well. Like, my life doesn't always need to be on the go. Sometimes I can just sit and watch telly for the night. So don't forget that your plan shouldn't always have stuff in it. You should have downtime, unless your calendar does actually sit in, you know, you do put things like watch telly on your calendar. And some people need more downtime than others, so just keep that in mind. Whereas someone else's calendar might literally just be 1 hour a week of downtime, yours, you might need 2 a night. Who cares? It's you. You do you, as they say. If you'd like, I could do another video on how I create more realistic habits, because I think everyone's had that time in their life where they've created habits that are unrealistic and never work. For instance, I was like, oh, I'm going to work out for 30 days in a row. No, I'm not. I've never done that in my life. Working out more than one day in a row is a push. So why on earth did I think all of a sudden I'd go to 30? You know, I think it's all about your personality type and the kind of person you are. I am not a person that works out that many times a week. Yes, that was this video. I hope it wasn't too short and I hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will put videos alongside of my face and the little subscribe thing below my face, so you can subscribe if you like and watch another video. Thanks, bye!